The Fly Fifer Podcast. Let's talk. Your chat, your way. This episode is sponsored by J. Couriers. The people who care for your delivery.
I'm going to say, Shahoor, sir. Welcome to another Fly Fifer podcast. I feel slightly embarrassed doing this one because it's fucking weird that I have mini-me sitting with me. Say hello, son.
How's it going?
All right.
Glad
See when
to
you
be
see
in
a
the
red
hot seat.
dot?
All right.
Any camera with a red dot, that's it, recording. So that one's on your side. Let's get the front profile. Aye. So anyway, I asked him a long time ago if he wanted to do a podcast with me, and it was probably, a year ago anyway.
At least
a year ago. And we've just never fell into the right moment where it was time to do it. And this year, I got a double fucking Christmas present because he said, I can come up. You know how we've all moved and we're up north and we've got this lovely plush studio. He was actually able to come up for Christmas. We were actually able to spend some time together. He's probably been bored to fucking tears because I didn't drink or anything like that. So, but he has had to do work while he's been here as well. Well, the internet worked and stuff. So I don't know where this is going to go, James. I don't know what we're going to say to each other. But hello, welcome to your dad's podcast. And by the way, he's another James Hunter. We're both on the now, so it's a side shot we're getting at you.
James Jr. James Jr. in the hot seat.
James Jr. is in the hot seat. So, James, what I do with these with everybody, it is, there's nothing to trip you up. There's no secret questions. There's no hidden fucking trapdoors, nothing like that. Mm-hmm. There's a door to your left. There's a door to your right. There's a door to your left. Feel free at any moment, if you need to escape, you can fucking escape.
Not locked in.
Not that you'll need to. You're not locked in. It's going to get warm in here. I'm fucking roasting already. I don't know where we go with this, but let's just chat. What do you want to say? Because you were as willing to do this as I was. So, what have you come here with anything you want to say, or are we just going to shoot the shit? And if so, what are we going to shoot the shit on?
Nothing in particular I want to talk about, to be honest. It should be a long hour. It's just been a wild year.
Aye.
Yous have moved up here, like you say, able to come up for Christmas, which was nice. It's been a nice Christmas, so it's been good. Along at the treehouse.
Yeah, we were at the treehouse. That was fucking priceless. Come on, I mean,
shout out to your treehouse people.
Yeah, my treehouse people. Yes, my dudes, my treehouse people.
No, but it's a good thing they've got going on. Do you know what I mean? It's a good thing.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, we hired that for the day for 30 quid. 30 quid. Right, they didn't feed us, by the way. We took our own food and our own, but they did leave a tree and some nice lights and shit.
And we were saying you're looking at, a couple of $100 down
to hire that.
Anywhere near the central belt, it's going to be a couple of $100. So I would recommend, if you're up this way, lock it in before it is a couple of $100 because we had a nice time.
Aye, and it was worth every fucking penny. I can't believe I got it so cheap.
It was nice.
Mind you, they've no invoiced me yet. 30 quid, fucking typical Fifer fashion.
See all that lager you spilt all over the floor? 60 quid.
What lager I spilt? I never spilt any fucking lager. That was you.
Yeah.
Oh no, well I spilt it, but it was
my
your
beer.
lager.
My beer. You spilt my beer. That's double jeopardy.
It was it? James spilt James's beer. But I've done these fucking for ages, man. I did one the other day getting that tattoo. Did I show you by the way?
No, do you know I noticed it the other day and I was like, I'll need to ask him about it. But
so there's a podcast coming with that because me being me said, Jordan, can I run a podcast while you're doing it? And he said, aye. So
you did the podcast while you were getting the tattoo.
Well, I was getting a tattoo. Aye. Nice. So that one's coming out in January. Sometime.
Is there any yeahs in that?
Probably. Nah. See what I've noticed. I've got an ink problem. I said I phoned Jordan. Well, I messaged Jordan. I said, "Neither, I've got an ink problem." And he's straight back. What's up? I was like, I want more.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you get a new tattoo, it's always the same. You're just like itching to get the next one.
It's like when I did all that with all your names on it.
Yeah.
I then fucking did the monkey tree, which was hugely relevant to me in my life.
So let's have a look at the. I'm going to need to move my mic, hang on, because. Let me see, because it is three monkeys, isn't it? It looks like the gorillas.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, we've put in there. See, it's got headphones on, so it's hear no evil.
Yeah.
See no
evil. Yeah.
And we've put FF in the middle for the Fly Fifer.
I never even noticed that.
If you look at the F, so it looks like the Foo Fighter Fs.
Yeah, it does. It does. It does a wee bit, but
it's pretty cool anyway.
Do you know what's funny? Because I see the whole hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, in whichever order you like. We always had an ornament. We had an ornament at the house, the same thing, and I always thought it would be a cool thing to get tattooed. But then emojis came about. And then you've got the 3 monkeys on iPhone, which are like, do you know what I mean? If I went and got it, it would just end up looking. So what I was going to say was, at least yours doesn't look like 3 emojis, because that looks cool. Whereas what I was planning on getting would have looked like emojis that weird.
But there's cooler versions of them. It just depends the tattooist, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's another thing as well. Yeah,
it's about how well they get it done.
But I don't have the best of history at getting great tattoos either. So I've got coming back from Napa 2016.
What is it you've got on your knee?
It was a whale, but when I got back in the car with you, Edinburgh Airport, picked up, still hungover, barely even, nothing felt real, and I sit down in the car, I forgot about the bloody tattoo, but I had shorts on, and I've sat down like that, I'm just like, get me home. You're like, never mind, what the fuck is that on your leg? Look down, like, tattoo. You're like, I know it's a tattoo, what the fuck is it?
Did I not even twig it was a whale?
Nah, not at all. You were like, dude, it just looks like half the globe. Just. I was like, all right, yeah, cool. So that was the first. No, actually, that was the second bad tattoo I got. The first bad tattoo I got was I don't even know if you'll remember. Remember, I had the.
Oh, it was some sort of fucking sign thing.
Yeah, yes. from Harry Potter.
At least you didn't get a fucking squiggle on your forehead. Imagine you'd done that.
It was like some idiot. I was like 15 years old in the high flats at Murrayburn in Wester Hills. And Sarah had gone to or my friend Callum had gone to get a tattoo there with this woman. And it was one of those things. And then Sarah had heard that it was dead cheap tattoos. She wanted to go get one. I'm like, I'll go. And Ken's just like that. It's just like that. Well, you might as well get one as well. We've opened the lids and the ink in that now. So I'll just go to waste otherwise. I'm like, right, okay, cool. 15-year-old. Left the place with a fucking Harry Potter tattoo. So mortified. So many people thought it was pen. I jumped in the reservoir not long after that and like rubbed it with a towel. Then that all went away. So not only was it an embarrassing tattoo, it was a shit embarrassing tattoo. Yeah. So that got covered up with this when I was 20. Another one which you were like, I wouldn't have got that. Just straight away. You were just like, yeah, not good.
But what did it mean to you at the time? Show the camera, that one's on you. There you go.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it very clearly, but it is, I mean, in essence, it is a naked woman. But
and I remember saying that. I was like,
why? That's what you say.
We didn't have any of the businesses going at this time. I think, I can't mind. I was like, see if you ever need to get a job.
Yeah.
You have to wear a shirt.
Yeah, you're in trouble now. That's going to, yeah. Studio 13 in Edinburgh did that. I do really like that one. There wasn't much meaning behind it. It was just I'd seen it. It was more of a painting though. I'd seen it on like Instagram or something.
Yeah.
But it was more of a painting. And then somebody had said to me, if you're thinking about getting a tattoo, save it as your lock screen for 6 months. If you still like it after the 6 months, then you can probably safer. So I did, and I went for it, and I've got it. And I got it at the right time. And then speaking of new tattoos, that's one that you might not have seen.
I've not seen that. I wondered what it was. What is it?
It's a bit of text says not waving but drowning.
Not waving but drowning.
Not waving but drowning, which is so it's a parable. So it's a parable about inward feelings and how we feel on the inside, but what we show to the outside world, and the contradiction and how or what we portray. But this one
is that to keep you fucking what do you call it?
Well,
keep you in check when you look at it, sort of thing.
I would say this. So I only found this through an album, which is called. The album is titled "Not Waving But Drowning." It's by Loyal Carner. Great album, but he's a bit. I don't know how to describe his music. I would say kind of raps, but it's not like 90s old school hip hop or anything like that. It's he's a UK guy, and there's a lot of poetry, there's a lot of storytelling, there's a lot of it's different from rap music as I know it. Right. But really cool, and I would probably say that album came out around 2019.
Right.
And for whatever reason, I was feeling shitty.
How old are you, 2019?
You're
26 now, so...
Gog's turning. I don't... 20-ish. 2021.
It's 24, 25 now, so...
Yeah.
Nah.
I'd have been 20.
2019?
And, 21-year-old.
Right, okay.
Yeah, thereabouts. Anyway,
Thereabouts, 20. Aye,
and
20.
whatever was going on, I remember...
Maths is doing it.
Yeah.
Neither of our fucking strong points.
Quick
by the
maths.
looks of it. Aye. Oh. Yeah.
But yeah, for whatever reason, I remember hearing this, and essentially, we wouldn't be able to play it anyway, would we? But
you get done 20 seconds is your maximum. Eh?
Yeah. So it says
maybe
something
chuck
like
20 seconds on at the end or something.
maybe.
So,
I can read most of it, I think, but it says. It starts off, I read a story about a man getting drowned once. His friends thought he was waving to them from the sea, but really he was drowning. And in a way, I thought that it's true of life that a lot of people pretend, out of bravery really, that they're quite alright and jolly, happy folks too. But like the man in the story, sometimes the brave pretense breaks down and they're lost.
yeah.
And again, it's like people see your, I don't know, this kind of like caricature, and like they see you waving and you know, but not waving but drowning. He was actually drowning. I don't know. I'm not explaining that well, but I remember thinking at the time, I really like that, and I'm going to get it as a tattoo of some form when I feel like I've left all the sadness behind.
Do you know, I fucking hear what you're saying and I like it, but there's also a cartoon from fucking my childhood
Really?
that used to be on, it was an advert on the telly all the time, right? And there'd be a guy fucking capsizes his boat, he's in the fucking sea, and it was all made mad, fucking old school made film advert. And there's a man and woman up on the fucking cliff, and they're waving, going, hey, and the guy's help.
But
and
he's
up on the cliff going, lovely day, ain't it?
Yeah.
You know, he's like, oh, look, he's waving.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Yeah,
it's the whole thing.
So that cartoon summarises it perfectly. It's like I wish I could explain it better. I wish I could articulate it better, but it resonated with me. It continues to resonate with me about myself, but also like it's a good way of thinking about other people as well. I think like a lot of my friends and stuff like that. I'm like,
I have a fucking similar tattoo.
Yeah,
this is a bit of a fucking tale, but and it involves your mother as well. Funnily enough.
Oh, getting into it now.
Aye, fuck aye, right. See that? I don't know if the camera's going to fucking see it so well. It's a bit old and faded now. I'm not getting up to show the camera, but
I remember you getting
it now, right? You remember it fucking killed me as well. The funny thing with that is, I went to cover. I had a swallow, old school swallow, like your fucking whale.
Yeah,
or your dolphin or whatever the fuck you had on you.
Shamu.
Old school swallow with your ma's name on it. Now the funny thing about that tattoo in itself, right? When I went to get it. We were only kids when we had you, so you know we were children that fucking knew nothing as well, right? So when I went to get that tattoo, it was before you and Sarah came about, well before you came about. I fucking crashed the car on the way to get it.
Oh, no way.
But the car was still able to fucking drive, and I was like, oh, fuck, that's a sign, man. I shouldn't have been going to do this. Like, shouldn't have been going to do this.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I doing? But the car spun a fucking 180 pointing the other way. I got out, checked the wheels, everything like that. And all I was doing was driving normally. You know, I was only fucking, 19 or something like that. 20 maybe. The car spun out facing the other way when it stopped. And I thought, this is a sign not to get this done. But no, lay by, turned round, fucking thought, better keep my appointment. You lose your deposit for all it was back then. But back then, I think 50 quid was a lot of dough.
Aye, it will have been.
And I think the tattoo was only about 90 quid all in, but you had to pay a deposit, and so the boy took 50 off me. Funnily enough, in Kirkcaldy. So but that I covered it with the yin and yang thing. It's similar to what you've got there, but I didn't get a yin and yang for the whole fucking holy moly. There's two sides. Mine was to remind me that there's two sides to every story,
right?
Or there's two sides to every problem in life. There's two sides to everything that you're confronted with. There's a good, bad, or whatever. That's what it was for me. To remind me to see someone else's perspective, and not just my own. That's why I got that. The fucking dragon thing was the bull. the bull in it was just because I'm a Taurian.
Oh, right, okay.
Right.
Yeah. I was going to say that reminds me of a really bad joke. Anyway, it's fine.
It was just because I was a Taurian, but the guy was Polish, and he decided to turn the bull into some mad fucking...
Classic, like, early 21st century tattoo artist. Like, but we could also make it into a dragon.
Aye, and that's what he said. We could make it a flying fucking dragon.
Yeah.
With the yin and yang up here,
So all the guys with sleeves are like my age, and it's like grandfather clock, rose, fucking pirate ship, a wee bit of smoke, fucking compass or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's all the same stuff. A lion or something like that. Yeah,
madness. Tattoos. So you got any more?
Aye, on the back of my neck.
Back of your neck, yeah.
Everybody calls it my wee tombstone. It's meant to be stairs. That was probably at the height of my weed smoking.
Your weed smoking days.
Take the steps and unlock your mind. Like, really embarrassing now.
Tell me though, right? How many steps is there? Is there 9?
I don't know.
No,
I think there's only 3.
Only 3. You've got
in the tattoo.
You need to fucking add some more, because seemingly, right, and I've learned this through Al, you'll know mind me saying, that there's 9 steps between heaven and hell, purgatory and fucking
shit
in heaven. So you
it's
need
a
to
shortfall for me into hell.
Well, no, you've not quite made it yet. Maybe you add a step the fucking older and wiser you get. What about that?
Yeah, I'm 3 steps out of hell.
Aye, you're 3 steps on it, and you've got fucking, listen, do you know what I mean? You're a fucking hunter, which is good. Because you'll never be fucking stuck, that's for sure. It's one thing we hunters never seem to be, is stuck.
Stuck, aye.
You fall on your face, you still fucking dust off. Next. Yeah. But anyway, that's the tattoos covered then.
Well, no, I've still got loads of stories to tell about tattoos. I've got this the wee steps I actually got in Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
Still with Maddie and I had gone to Berlin, and we raced around for so long getting my tattoo that we didn't leave enough time for Maddie to get hers, and then it became like the stress of the last day of the holiday, running around trying to get Maddie a tattoo. I felt terrible. Mine, we thought this would just take like, it's tiny, it's like a couple of inches. Thought it would take no time at all, but it was a stick and poke tattoo. I mean, that took 3.5 hours to do that. Lassie put some nice music on, lay me face down into one of those like massage bed things. I just fell asleep. It's like one big needle just going in and out the back of my neck. So I just fell asleep. That was Berlin. And then this one was this is what I brought home from my recent trip to Spain.
Right.
Got that in Barca. In Barca top.
Barca top.
Not that I'm a fan of Barca.
But you did go. In fact, that's the thing. You should talk something about Spain, because that's twice you've went for around about 3 weeks on your fucking own.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough. You met up with people. I think both times, did you, or was it just this time?
Well, second time I met up with mates for Scotland
in
the last leg of the trip.
He keeps going to fucking Spain on his own. And travelling for fucking 3 weeks, putting his mother and his father and his grands through fucking hell, worry, and then whatever fucking else. And not only that, he's been to fucking Amsterdam, missed the fucking flight, had to book another fucking flight. He's on the phone. Listen, I'm needing some dough. What you needing dough for? I'm in Amsterdam. Oh, I know what you need fucking dough for. Aye. But anyway, it was to get him. Allegedly.
It was to get him.
I don't know if him and Rab had an extra fucking night to themselves.
No, Jesus. Yeah, no, there's been a lot of travel. This year's been good for travel.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Spain, I don't know where Spain came about. Do you know, it's just, well, no, I do know where it came about. It came about from mainly, I've always wanted to travel. Mm-hmm. I've wanted the whole thing, but money is not readily available. Like, do you know what I mean? There was never a big lump sum.
Spain's a cheap, easy travel.
Spain was a cheap, easy one, which is totally on me, really. I should have probably taken more time to save some money. If the money that I've spent the 2 times I went to Spain, and then in between, doing everything I've done in between, I could have definitely had an experience in Thailand, or, do you know, one of them a bit more exotic places that people go.
But do you not think everybody goes to Thailand? Is it just like one of the places everybody goes?
It's one of those. It's
My
like
mate goes a lot as well, Stuart. You met Stuart, actually.
Yeah, I think so. So I feel like that about it. I don't know. Is the honest answer, because I'm like, on one hand, you're right. Everybody goes. It's done. It's no really. You're not really going to explore anything. It's done, and it's so I've heard. It's very touristy now.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to some unexplored land. But at the same time, everyone's going. It's obviously really good. Do you know what I mean? It's obviously really good. Everybody's not wrong. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I'd love to go. I'd love to see it. I am a very impatient person. I don't like to wait. If something is attainable in my eyes.
I don't know where it gets that fucking genie.
She'll love that. So yeah, with me, it's just been both times. I think Spain in 2022 had just come after a breakup, so was kind of looking at, like, I'd been with that person for a long time and kind of was well rooted in who I was with that person.
Yeah.
But then obviously that ends and whatever. I was looking to try and work out what me going forward would look like, and part of that was just going to get a wee experience away abroad myself. And it was only, that was only like I think it was less than 3 weeks. I think it was 20 days in total. So it's hardly like a big life changing, I'm going to live in Australia for a year, or, it doesn't quite stand up on that level, but it felt like it at the time to me. Like,
still very brave, James. A young man at 20, fucking away 3 weeks, or best part of 3 weeks, in a foreign country that you didn't speak the lingo. Okay, you picked up bits and pieces, but
yeah. I can do all right. I can get by in Spanish. He says, but but I don't know. Like I said, I understand it wasn't going to New Zealand or Thailand or Australia, Canada, whatever, all these bigger places that folk go. It wasn't even clearing all of Europe in one swing. But it felt like it to me at the time. It felt amazing, and I remember leaving and going, I just feel like I want to see more of Spain. Like, there was so much more. I felt like there was so much more to see. I enjoyed it so much. Why wouldn't I do it again? Obviously met somebody that falls back. You're just focusing on life with them. Yep. Doing uni as well. Obviously, last 2 years of uni, so life was very intense. And then even more intense tail end of last year, which was terrible, not fun. So then coming into this year, my whole mindset was like, right, gym, get myself into shape, try and clear some financial mess that I've created from uni, and I'll get another wee trip whenever I feel like it. And then that was the second trip this year. Yeah.
See, now that you've mentioned it, uni, I wanted to talk to you about that, because you are a fucking scheme monkey, as I've said to you countless times. I know that's going back on what a day. But the scheme monkey thing, you were fucking torn between two schemes. And I often wondered, how did that fucking pan out? Being doing at your dad's at Wester Hills fucking every other weekend or every week or whenever the fuck it was, because it was often anyway.
Right.
And then being brought up in Oxgangs between the two schemes. Did that ever have any detrimental fucking thing to a young guy? As in, I'm not meaning mentally, I mean just, did it create any problems in your fucking young life? As in, people, schemes, two schemes battling?
Nah. No, honestly, no. Honestly, nah. I mean, my age group have been really lucky. There was
none of that push.
None of that push. Fighting in between groups. Like, it was a wee bit of a thing when we were dead young. I remember fireworks night could get a bit, touch and go. There was the whole, like, Oxgangs and Hutchie, I think, didn't get on. But they were age groups above us. So,
luckily.
Nothing, I know.
Then,
so, never had any bother. It never bothered me. The one thing, I never really had pals in Wester Hills. A few that maybe I knew for a short period of time.
Small crossover, yeah.
But never, when I was at yours, I was in yours. Or like doing whatever we were doing. Do you know what I mean?
Or away at genies or gaming.
So I never had any pals. I never had a group of pals. Gaming. Yeah.
Age of Empires.
Age of Empires, Age of Mythology. I'd love to play it again. So yeah, not really any problems. There was never any beef, if you want to call it that.
But then you went on. So not the best situation. Your mum and I separated and everything like that, but you still broke through all the pish.
Yeah.
No, to just become a worker, but you went and took it for, no, I'm going to take this to another level, and you dive into university.
Mm.
And if tell everybody what you did there.
Yeah.
Because I think it's admirable. But that's me that can hardly read, write, and fucking spell at times, you know what I mean? I don't read because I don't like it. I don't remember it. But
Yeah.
this isn't about me, I guess. It's not about you, Gene.
I don't know. I guess you could psychoanalyze it and say it was... I don't know. You could probably pull a million different conclusions from the fact that I did what I did, but I just...
Do you feel that with your Oxgang's upbringing, let's say Oxgang's, because that's where you lived, that's where you hung out, right?
Yeah.
Rather than Wester Hales, you came and me and you were Howard's Dane son. So you didn't really hang about in the hills.
Yeah.
So Oxgang's, that upbringing, then taking that, because you learn how not to be a dafty in a scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as it's no fucking the belly of the beast, it's still a fucking rough scheme, you know, up there. You learn something for that you've then took to university. Then you're learning fucking the I'm going to say the brainiac part of it.
Mm.
You've gone for learning how to fucking act around people, how to act around your mates, how to act around dafties, hard cunts, fucking all of that.
Yeah.
To then go into a slightly more affluent situation, but with a background fucking knowledge of how to manipulate, certainly, to a certain degree, you know.
I would actually...
Did any of that help you in uni?
Yeah, it helped me as a person. Whether it helped my uni career, I don't necessarily think so. Because you have a tendency to not be interested in bullshit,
Yes.
or just be able to detect bullshit. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I don't know as well, because it would be different. But I would say a lot of... I don't know what am I trying to say. A lot of, like, you're at university, there's a lot of people for a lot of different wealthy backgrounds and a lot of this and a lot of that, and they have some opinions that to us are just mental. Like, I'm just like, shut up.
Yeah.
But then I guess, like, my restraint was just in my head, sitting in a tutorial with 12 people who I know don't have a clue where I'm coming from. I'm no good. I was more took the stance of, I'm not even going to talk against you right now, because, like, it's not going to get me anywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't level with you on this one, mate. Like, I had a intro to criminal justice lecture tutorial,
right?
And there's a, you know, we must have been like 2021, and you've got somebody. This is just one example. Just we should take all the criminals, all the offenders, and we should just find an island and we should just put them there. Just leave. So that was her genuine...
Tried that once before.
I think, yeah. Well, exactly. Well, I think we did that. And actually, I mean, now you've got a strip, so anyway.
Yeah.
But, like, Ken, you're just like, come on. Let's try and have some real conversations. And I felt like a lot of the time at university, and it was the University of Edinburgh, it's an affluent place to be.
Yeah.
You know, you don't make friends easily. It's actually all over the news at the moment about how bad Edinburgh Uni is.
Right. Okay.
It's a posh place to be. They cater to the posh. Everyone is posh.
Yeah.
You need to be prepared, which I wasn't prepared to, like, you know, people judge you to your face. Like, it's just like, oh, you sound a bit rough, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
and then that's me. Like, I don't necessarily think I sound like a bam or anything like that, but
no.
But, you know, you've got
Not
a lot
to
of...
us, to the scheme monkeys, you didn't sound like a bam.
Well, exactly. Yeah, that's...
So to that next level... So,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. People with trust funds and things like that. It's a whole...
Yeah.
It was a weird thing for me because I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, but yeah, I didn't make a big group of friends for uni or anything like that. Well, that's a lie. I had friends. I'm not like
acquaintances, maybe. Or
acquaintances for, like, you know,
putting up with each other for
while you're at uni.
Yeah, well, we're at
I've
uni.
not spoke to a lot of them since leaving uni. Nothing against them either. It's just
it's just life.
Yeah, the ones you gravitate to are the ones who genuinely aren't the really, really rich ones, or the really, really, like, uppity people, or the you know, it's quite a lot.
Because there's a financial standing that you couldn't keep up with.
Just couldn't keep up with at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, simply can't do it. And then the people who are at Edinburgh Uni are able to live in the centre of town because their rent is paid for them, or this and that, and there's probably some people that isn't the case, and, you know, shouldn't generalise everybody, but.
No, but there are some that are coming on the back of granny or granddad's fortune, and not necessarily their mum and dad's. It's grandpa and grandma.
100%.
You know,
And then my thing was No, I paid to get here because I did remember when we had. So I'm like,
paid
no,
twice.
yeah, I paid for these years, so I'm gonna, I'm gonna make it work. And actually, more to my detriment, because then I treated uni like a job, and that was the one thing that you're really not supposed to do, is treat it like a job, because my attitude was get in, do the lecture, do the work, get it done, stay until it's done, and then get out. Which meant I didn't. When you treat it like a job, you leave it when you leave it. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So I would say I know what I took on and learnt from being at uni, from the academic side and just like the being a university student in Edinburgh side. I know what it changed for me in my head.
Yep.
But I could not sit and recite to you now
half the shit
that I've spent a lot of time learning and things like that, which is a shame. But I think that's a failure of the education system, which I'm not qualified to speak on, but the way that we all cram all this knowledge in, get it passed, and then we've passed that one, boom, on to the next. I'll never think about that again.
Yeah, I'll pass that test. I'm all right.
Boom. So 1 week it was political theory, but that was last week. Now we're talking about whatever the title of the essay was. So I think that I couldn't sit to you and recite social theories or anything like that, which I think is a shame, because I really enjoyed it while I did it.
Aye, because there was a few things that you said quite a few times that you quite liked the criminal justice side.
Really liked the criminal justice side. I had hoped I would have been able to do more in that, but it's just the way it panned out, the way life panned out, that didn't quite happen. But that was definitely an interest of mine. Criminology, when I was in college before, was like the focus of it. And then did a few criminal justice things that were pretty good. I enjoyed it.
And apart from, you've only really had one job since uni, haven't you? Realistically, one decent job. Yeah. The one you're in now, but didn't speak of them just in case.
No, I wouldn't.
Just leave that where it is. But that's a half decent job. Yeah, realistically. That maybe you wouldn't have got through the door if you hadn't had that city boy education.
No, I don't think that's necessarily true.
Fair enough. Yeah,
I think I'm in a pretty entry-level job. I think you could absolutely go into there for school if you have a sensible enough head.
Right, cool.
It's a bit of a kick in the teeth, but I did it. My mindset at the time was all warped, and I was in the wrong place to make the decisions that got me to where I am just now. Or, no, I made the decisions for the wrong reasons. But I'm making the most of it now that I'm here.
Yeah.
At the time, I was with somebody who had been working full-time while I was at uni. I, in my head, thought, our situation could be better if I did a job like yours that would support.
Support both roles, both positions, both
You're
incomes.
doing a 9 to 5, I should do a 9 to 5. That means we both get paid, but we both have 5 till 10 together and the weekends together. Now, Funnily enough, no longer with that person, and I'm not.
It's another fucking tattoo.
Yeah, another few times, another trip to fucking Spain. Anyway, but
when James breaks up with birds, he fucks off to Spain. So I'll know when he's got the next bird. I'll be like, when you got to Spain.
Yeah, I know, Christ. Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember where we were going with that.
Uni, jobs, work, partners, splitting up.
Just look, the job's fine. I think I could have been working there years ago, and probably if I had spent the time that I have spent, I'd probably be in a much better position within the job that I'm in right now. But I'm so glad I didn't do that, because I don't know. I think you're either a career orientated person or you're a experience orientated person. I know for a fact I'm not very career orientated. It doesn't motivate me to think about staying in one place
climb the ladder.
Must climb this. Like I want to do it as best as I can at whatever I'm doing while I'm doing it. And then like what Porty. We did the cleaning business together. We did really well at it. It wasn't working for me anymore. I went to focus at uni.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then uni did the best as I could. If there were a few things that hadn't gone on at the end of that, then probably would have done better, but that's life. And now that I'm out of uni and I'm in the job that I'm in, I'm just trying to do the best I can.
It's a shame that the Porty thing went the way it fucking went, because I'm going to take a drink of juice there, but I'll wait. Because we did work hard at that. It's nailed shut now it's gone. I've moved away up here, but that was quite an interesting time doing that, because it was at the back of COVID, coming out of COVID. Started that, 2018 it started. Yeah,
it was going into COVID.
Unofficially, sort of, again, officially, because it did. We did our first books 2019, 2020, and then COVID hit, and it all fucking, you were going to uni and it all cramped down anyway, didn't it? And then
Yeah. I mean, the first year, I was doing that and also at college at the same time. Yeah. Which, it was at that point we were kind of like, we're not sure, not sure if either would take off or if either would go anywhere. But for me, luckily both did. Really, really got into what I was learning at college, and then also was enjoying running something and starting something, no working for anyone. Do you know what I mean? It was, so it was good. And it is a shame, but at the same time, again, I'm like, well, nah, it wasn't. It's not really, because I've learnt that and I can do that. I can do that again now. Like, obviously,
and there's always fucking dirt. There's always muck. There'll always be dirty carpets. Yeah. And that's one of the things we did, by the way. It was carpet upholstery cleaner. Yeah. One of the main things.
Yeah, that was the bread and butter, wasn't it?
Yeah. The carpet upholstery cleaning was the bread and butter. The window cleaning was like an add-on, because everybody was asking. And I would say that to anybody in Edinburgh that's looking to start a window cleaning business. There's never enough. Yeah. The phone calls, building. I've still get phone calls now. Such and such recommended you and stuff. I had a fucking phone call last week. Lassie in Porty recommended me to fucking. No, I've moved away. Yeah. So that name did do fucking all right. Like,
I know. It was the right idea.
It was the right idea. Just maybe bad timing. Well, maybe not even bad time. It got us through a time in a fucking place.
Yeah, 100%.
It really fucking 100%. Did. Actually.
Learned a lot as well. Like, I learned a lot. I learned a lot of business lessons, but I learned a lot of life lessons as well, and just funny things that, like, I can't even think of an example, but
again, fucking education that you can't buy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and then again, that was doing that at the same time as being at uni. Another example of like having two different thought processes at the same time. Like, a kind of business, I want to strive and be the best I can, and then like doing all that, and then taking that into uni, and then try to change my attitude to be like, no, I'm not. Because when I was doing the business,
I'm a learning monkey.
When I was doing the business and trying to sell the business all the time, I had to be confident. I had to be the guy. I had to go into things confident and prove to people that I knew what I was talking about. It was, the onus was on me to like stand out. Whereas at uni, it's kind of, I think a lot of people think the onus is on them to stand out, and they're the ones that don't make many friends because they never shut up. But like then you go to uni, and it's actually just better served to just like shut up, listen, take it in. Like, don't be that guy that's disagreeing with a lecturer 10 times like in the hour, and then take that in. So I don't know, I've had quite a rounded, since leaving school, quite a rounded setup for future life.
And what about now, though? Now here you've got through all that, we've touched on fucking businesses. James has been a Chinese delivery driver. Oh, he's been a fucking worked at Morrison's.
Well, I've got a couple of people at my work who are dying to know all the jobs I've gone through, so let me just rattle them off quickly.
Camera's on you.
Camera's on me. So, first job, working at Tynecastle selling the pies. I was 15-year-old. They let me start because I was going to be 16 in 2 weeks. So that was the first job. Then moved in with you, and then you were like through there and asked him for a job, and I was like, "You must be joking."
Through there, ask who?
Steve. Remember?
Oh, yes.
Day one, I barely even sat down on the couch, and you were like, "You can live here, but you're going to go through there and get a job." And then you're like, "And by the way, if you're here on time for dinner, there'll be food there for you. If you're not here on time for dinner, sort yourself out." But it was good. It's
a good education, though. Eh?
Exactly. It was what I needed. No, I know. I'm laughing because it was funny at the time. I'm like, who the fuck's this?
Who the fuck's this? You should have known better.
No, but do you know what I mean? What the fuck is this then? But and then I did go through to Steve. I'm like, my dad says I'm to ask you for a job. And he'd be like, cool.
You start now.
Penny, there's a big pile of dishes. Please go wash them. I was like, oh, right, cool. This is me now. So that was, anyway.
I hadn't really had a word with Steve saying, oh, he's just moved on. He's looking for a job.
Yeah. I know, I get that now that you'd already primed that. So,
well, I think he kind of, when I think back, I was saying, my laddie's moving in with his, whatever, went into it with him, but we didn't need to go into it now. And I think he said, is he looking for a part-time job? I was like, yes, he fucking is, Steve.
Yeah. And I'm glad he did as well, because that was one of the best jobs I ever had. Like, 16-year-old, we would play. Once I got, got a bit more comfortable, and then it was, and he put up with me. He could have got rid of me so many times.
Steve put up with a lot of people, though. He just wasn't.
Like, I showed up. There was once where he was like, "Come on, mate," he's like, "I can smell the booze off you." And I was just like, "Oh man, one of those ones where I'd rocked up a couple hours late, and not great." But yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted your job process. Go for it.
But I just need to try and remember them all. If the people at my work listen, then they'll finally get their full list from start to beginning, because it's like every time we talk,
we'll need to remember. Where's the time code? We're 40 minutes in, so they'll need to remember.
We're 40 minutes in already.
Dude, see that chair there? It's time travel.
That's madness. Yeah.
Time travel.
That's mad. So what did we do? Right, so we had Tynecastle, selling the pies, then we had Steve's. Then I left Steve's because I was at uni the first time round, which never quite worked out. Yeah. But then, so I left Steve's to get a job in the bank. That was RBS. Worked at RBS for a while. Got the sack. You thought I was, I don't know, too proud of myself or whatever the hell it was that got me sacked too. Thought I knew everything, didn't like authority. Yeah. That didn't last long. Sacked to RBS. Went to somewhere which will stay unnamed. Worked there, got sacked for there as well.
Where did you get sacked from?
I can't mention that one.
How?
But because I can't.
All right, okay, fair enough.
But then sacked for that one, and then to Travel Lodge for there.
Fuck! I forgot you were at Travel
Lodge.
Yeah.
Which was
dodgy at the fucking time. I can't believe.
Yeah, I had a guy. That's another story as well. Which, when you talk about like growing up on schemes and being used to hard folk, when I was working at a Travel Lodge, and the night it was a how do you explain those hotels to folk? It's on the bypass, so it's no popular hotel. No. It's no busy. It's in complete darkness. Yeah. Not quite like this. Did I just smack that?
No.
So complete darkness. And anyway, they would house. Basically, it was like like they would house people for the homeless folk for the
homeless
council.
People, straight for the council into there.
But it's a one-man hotel, so like whoever's there, you're there on your own, unless the manager comes in to do their shift, which would alternate between the morning.
To which you're an 18-year-old laddie at the time, I think.
18, and again
running this whole fucking
whole place,
at
which
night.
Makes it sound like it was difficult. It wasn't difficult. No. It wasn't difficult at all. Like, I had to, like, the hardest thing I had to do was like count the bed sheets and split them. All right, I've got 7 people in downstairs. There's the sheets up. Do you know what I mean? Excuse me. It wasn't difficult until then. Like, there was a guy staying there who was going to get kicked out because he was taking the piss, and he just had tunes blaring all the time, like littering the whole place and that. Anyway, he was
probably how he got kicked out his other house.
Yeah, exactly. So he was meant to be getting kicked out, but it was the night shift that was meant to kick him out, or like the day shift of the day before. So I had come in on an early, and it was this wee woman, and she was like, "He's still in there, by the way. You'll need to kick him out." And I was like, "Oh, I'll need to kick him out. Brilliant, cool." So I've gone along at the door and knocked the door and completely ignoring me. I can hear him in there. Completely ignoring me. Right, okay, I keep knocking. And then he comes to the door, like, big guy. For me, 18, big guy, quite, hardy. Anyway. You know what I mean? And so he's
been around the block a few more times than you have.
Yeah, certainly a few more times than me. And he's like, what is it? And I'm like, look, mate, I need to tell you that you need to move. You need to get all your stuff together, and you're getting kicked out. I was like, has somebody already explained that? No. Right. Well, look, mate, you're going to have to leave. I don't care what else to tell you. Basically, we normally give folk about an hour, and then you need to be out of here. Like, aye, cool, mate, cool. Slams the door in my face. I'm like, right. I'm looking at an hour goes by. There's not been a movement. The tunes are still blaring. I'm like, yeah, okay. So go back to the door, knock on the door. And he comes to the door, he's like, what, screaming and shouting, what is it you want? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I was like, mate, nothing. Nothing. It's not worth
See,
this.
that's the scheme of education. I'm doing nothing.
£7. So I'm getting £7 an hour, max. Probably not.
I'm telling you what I'm being fucking told.
Look, you'd make my life easier if you get out here. And then we had a bit of a back and forth where, like I'm saying, I wasn't, trying to have a scrap with somebody, no for Travel Lodge. But he very much was on the offensive, and so then I can't mind what I've said, but I've said something, and he's like charged through, and then I had to lock myself in the fucking little office, tiny wee office, which has a door that you can lock, but I mean it's just got the kind of counter at the front of you, so he's trying to climb over that and everything like that. I was like, this is fucking mental. This is mental. This is not how. So that was Travel Lodge. And then I eventually got sacked for this. Sacked.
There's a theme brewing here.
Aye, because I was 18. I was a bit.
I fucking sacked him for Porto, no?
It's not true. That's not true.
I might as well.
But aye, so Travel Lodge. That was another thing. That wasn't that got me sacked. Another story, just silly story. Me arguing with a customer, just idiot. So then for there was about the time that we had a conversation. You were like, what are we going to do here? Because you can't just keep getting sacked. And then at that point, it was a case of like, I need to work out what the hell I'm going to do here. I need to get a plan in place. I don't really know what I did in the meantime there, but like, because I couldn't have just not been working. I wouldn't have not been working.
Because this was before the business went full on proper.
The business hadn't even been discussed at that point, because that was like November 2017, and I'm going to say that was the winter, January, that I probably applied to college, because it was a case of the way I remember it is going, I need to do something in my life. I'm going nowhere here. Well, I'm on a downward fucking trajectory anyway. And then so go to college, get that going, try and get back into learning, see if I like that, see what happens there. And then you had the carpet cleaner, and you were like, I mean, you can use this and try and make some money with that in the meantime, which would have been when all that kicked off, and probably around the time that I started doing the Princess Trust. Yep,
that's right, yep.
Did the Princess Trust.
Because I'd been cleaning carpets on and off just to get by.
Yeah, like a wee...
It was like a side fucking hustle that we then turned into something you could do because you kept getting the fucking sack, where you were your own boss.
Yeah, exactly.
Hang on, well, I put a small musical interlude in there now while you open another tin. Likes his beers, this boy.
Oh, well. You didn't think I was going to come and do it without a drink.
Pure genius for a dyslexic person.
Other stouts are available. Right. Anyway, I've not really done very well at listing off these jobs.
No.
Because this is what happens every time, and then I forget some. Anyway, there's been... I'll not tell stories. I'll try and just list them off.
A James Hunter that doesn't tell stories.
Right. We're storytellers. Definitely.
That's why I do this shit, man.
Yeah. So...
Because I like people's stories. I like to hear them.
Me too.
Especially my own.
Yeah.
Sorry, jobs.
It's alright. So we had Tynecastle Cafe, RBS, place that we won't name. Then we had Travel Lodge. Then we had the business. I started thinking about that, which that obviously went on for about 5 or 6 years. So that was like one big one. Yeah. But in the background there, I also had a job in Costa, which I didn't get sacked for, but I did walk out.
You did walk out of that one. I remember actually saying to you, why are you putting up with that shit?
Yeah.
That guy and me would not last 2 minutes.
You still remember the guy shouting at me about the spoons. Yeah,
about the spoons. He would have had the spoons up his arse.
Oh, he was such a dick. They called him Bem&M or something because he used to rap. It's just probably. I imagine he's a fan of yours. Yeah. So anyway, I said I wouldn't tell stories, but that is a story.
That's a cracker story. That can mind you tell me.
Costa counter. Everyone can imagine a Costa counter, right? Yeah. And then so they had me. It's like a brand new. I didn't know what I was doing. Cleaning tables, and then they put me on the till to try and do the till. It was heaving little place. So
most
busy.
Costas are. They're constant.
Constant. And so I'm on the bit where I'm taking the orders, but then also doing the cakes and also doing the hot food, which is like, it's the easiest thing to do, but it's
Still
three things to do. Do you know what I mean? No matter how simple it is, when you're new, everything feels stressful. Do you know what I mean? So, I'm going mad, and then on top of that, you take a coffee order, and then you go and put the tray out for them as well. So I've put the tray out, and it's, like fucking couple of plates and blah 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 blah. And I've obviously not put spoons on the plates.
All right.
And he's like, mate, you need to remember and put the spoons on the plates. Ken, fucking spoon. You need to put the spoons on the plate. And I was like, right, okay. I'll remember. I've not done it again the next time. And he's fucking like, spoons. Like, and I'm sitting in my head like, if he does that again, I'm gonna lose. And then of course, we're still busy. Like within an hour, I've forgot a spoon. He turns around and he was like, "For fuck's sake, how many times do I need to tell you? You put this," and it was just like, what the fuck is going on? I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I just remember I was like, "Aye, cool, penny." Just chucked it at him. I was like, "That fucking get your own spoons, mate." That was just out the back door, and then got up. I went straight up to Oxgangs as well, because the boys. I don't know what we were doing at that point for the boys, but I remember I was able to phone them, and I was like, "Are yous about?" And they were like, "Aye, we're about." I was like, "Cool." I've just walked out my job, straight up to Oxgangs.
Spoons.
Fucking. And the best it was is that he was making. I can't really do this demonstration, but if he is here making coffees with his back turned to customers,
that's a better position.
There.
Yeah.
So if he's here, right, coffee machine is here, he's got his back turned to customers, right? He's making the coffee here and turning round and putting them on the plate. The spoons were kind of underneath where he was putting the coffees. So I'm like, you could fucking do this
quite easily, man. Just do this.
You could. And I'm like, fucking, I've got cakes and paninis and fucking orders.
See when you do that, turn round, pal, pick up a spoon.
Yeah. And then, so that's before, like, because the thing is as well is that I had worked at the cafe before, so I was watching him and going, "Don't fucking try and pretend to me that your job is harder than mine right now, prick." Like, I can make some coffee, but anyway, so that was Costa. That never worked out. And there's been a few since then as well.
Every fucking job has a story, though.
Yeah, I know. Or are we just good storytellers? Who knows? I don't know. But then it was the business. Definitely just the business. Don't think I was doing much. Obviously did a wee bit of flyering at Cavall. We did roller discos in amounts that time. That time was a bit like kind of fly by the seat of your pants for me.
It was
picking up this and that wherever I could. But like everybody that's 20 and at uni does like the flying in and
La Belle on gel to 5 o'clock in the morning doing a roller disco.
I've told people that's mad. Like,
I'll need to put that photo up because there's a photo of me and you with the drag lassie.
The drag queen,
drag lassie, drag guy. What'd you say?
Drag queen, yeah.
Drag queen. I'll putting that photo up at this point.
Yeah, I have to show people that quite frequently when I tell this story, which is story number 7. But yes, I mean even that is like a mad. I couldn't think about doing what we were doing then. Now, like I would go to college, say let's just say 9 till 12. I would go home for college and I would go into the town and do like 2 till 8 flying for Cavall or this, that, or whoever it was. And that would be my flyer in. Then I would meet you at 9 o'clock and we would do 9 till 5 being the disco. And then I would get up and go back to college for 10. And then do it all again the next day. Do you know what I mean? It was mad.
It's a lot.
It was mad. And then that, like now I'm like, I just work a 9 to 5 and I'm exhausted all the time. Doesn't make any sense. But yeah.
That's a wee back shift.
No, I don't. No.
Not fucking for a second.
Nah, not at all. So yeah, there was that. That was a bit of a mad time doing loads of different jobs. And then go to Morrison's because then the pandemic hits and we weren't doing much work with COVID with Porty. But also I had taken a step back for Porty. But
I think that was to allow you time to do your fucking
studying. Studying was getting hard. That was by I think I'd finished second year, was going into third year, and it was a noticeable jump, like a noticeable okay, can I just show up now? Like need to actually put in the work. So then I had gone to COVID came about, and I was like, well, I was doing the deliveries for the Chinese, and I'm like, look, COVID, everybody has their opinions on it, but straight away I had a kind of sense of like, I didn't like this. I don't like this, and I'm certainly not staying at home for fucking God knows however long this is going to last. I will lose my mind. I could feel it. I could feel like the constant, like, sucked into the news. Oh God, it's at this, it's at that, and I could feel what it was doing to me. Didn't think it was having a good effect. Could see what it was doing to, like, my gran, for example, and I'm like, oh no, this isn't good. Like, so I made the decision, like, I'm going to work, and I'm going to get a job that'll allow me to work. Which fortunately, Morrison's had the agency were bringing folk in to sanitise the petrol pumps.
That's right.
Started doing that. Then they liked me, so they took me on at the cleaning. They were sending me around all the Morrisons doing the cleaning. Then I said to one of the guys in the Morrisons at Portobello, I was like, I didn't really like all this cleaning malarkey. Like, I was like, you know, like, it's all right, but I'd rather be in one store and all that. And he was like, cool. He was like, apply for this job. And then next thing you know, I was on the meat and cheese deli in Morrison's.
That's right.
It just, and then for there, I went over to work in the petrol station. It was like, isn't it funny how I just started here just to get a wee bit of money? And then before I know it, I was just the wee agency laddie that came in and cleaned the pumps. But then, like, within about a year, or it wasn't a year, it was much less than a year. But, you know, within that time, then I ended up actually working in the petrol station. It was just funny. Funny how, like, things just take on a life of their own. So there was about 4 jobs just in that wee period of time alone. And then it was Poundland, and then now I am where I am.
Yes.
So
I mean, talk about where you work, but just didn't mention them, just in case you didn't want to get yourself into any bother.
Exactly. It's no big secret. Like you know, no government clearance or anything like that for anybody who doesn't know me. And,
it's better.
I work for a financial institution, and that's why we can't name them.
Let's not name them just for any.
Look, I can't complain. I am looked after. I have a pension. They pay 3 times what I pay into my pension. You know what I mean? I've got private healthcare, like, up to my eyeballs. You know, so if I need an appointment somewhere, I can go get it. If I need the dentist, I can go get it. They'll pay me half the money back for whatever a dentist costs. I can't really complain. It's all right. It's all right.
They let you work from fucking home.
But do you know what I mean? I work from home, which, to be fair, I prefer being in the office. But
let me fucking tell you now, if I ever have to work for some kind again, I will be working from home. 100% will work from home. I will take that job, and I'll come in the office twice. Oh, twice a month?
I'm twice a week.
Twice a week? Oh, fuck. Nah, fuck that. I'm working from home.
As you've seen.
Aye. No, didn't leave it.
Yeah,
leave it. It's definitely something I would want to do.
It's fine. Like, most of the people are nice. I'm lucky I work in an office where we get on with 90% of the people in there.
That's handy. But I mean, you're only seeing them twice a week, so
exactly. Do you know what I mean? If we were beside each other 5 days a week, maybe that'd be different. I can't really complain. I do complain from time to time, especially when I'm
fucking bet you do.
But it isn't bad. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's one of those things. Is like, I'm trying my best at it while I'm there, but it's like going back to that, what I'm saying about how they look after you and make it comfortable and everything like that. Yeah. It's I don't know who said it, it's not my quote, but velvet prison.
Right.
You know,
I've heard it, but
so it's like, we'll look after you. You're cradled.
Aye.
You know, all cushiony, your healthcare, your pension, your but really, I'm selling my soul for
and time. It's time you'll never get back.
So I'm selling, and I'm very aware of that, and that's what scares me about it. Is like, there's guys in there who, they're coming up and they're like, didn't even, some of them didn't even want the job. They just got the job.
They got it. There was one you told me about who left recently. Don't know. Doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter. But it was the realisation of how long he had been there.
Yep.
Well, his finishing day, and then it was almost like the office stopped for about 3 minutes till he left.
Yep.
And then the next day he wasn't even fucking talked about. It was gone.
That's it.
That's it. Again.
Aye.
You're just a number.
See you later. Do you know what I mean?
Fucked up, innit?
Mental, and that's not even like, we all like the guy.
Right.
We all like the guy, but it shines a light on work relationships as well, because there's like, in lead up to him going, you're like, wow, what do we do? Yeah, you've been here for 40 years, and like, but what are you like? And it's this mad thing, and it really was like the lead up to him leaving his last day, and then he's away, and then it was like,
ring, ring. Fucking.
Yeah, nobody
how can I
blinks an
help
eye.
you?
Nobody
Yeah.
blinks an eye. And it's a shame because it's the way when people leave, it's like,
Yeah.
and it'll be the same when I go. Do you know what I mean? Like
Aye.
nobody's gonna give a fuck.
Nah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like it's just the way it is.
Aye.
But yeah, that was a weird realization as well. To go like, there's another guy that just got comfy, blinked, and ended up his
Okay.
whole life in that office.
How many years did he do?
I think he did about 40. Yeah, which I can totally see how it happens. I just hope it doesn't happen to me. That's all I'll say. Because it'd be too easy. Too easy.
I don't know. They're not going to keep letting you go to fucking Spain every couple of years for 3 weeks.
Not if I keep messing up my holidays, though.
Yeah. So where are we at? That's university, work, fucking.
Well,
life.
while we're at a segue,
Aye.
I actually did bring you something which I've
Oh.
kept, and I snuck it in here while you weren't paying any attention. I'm not going to snuff it back.
No, I'm fucking worried. What has he snuck in here? The fuck is this?
This is for you. This is a
Oh.
Christmas present
Oh,
because you've moved away
yes.
into the arse end of nowhere. And
Which it is. But it's a lovely arse end of nowhere.
It's
isn't
really
it?
nice,
It's
it's
really
really-
fucking plush in
you,
here.
no, I get it. I'm not offended. I get it. It's lovely, and the way of life and everything up there. Anyway,
You did sneak that in. What a dick.
I know. So this is a
So
Christmas
is that
present.
the fucking hoodie you went to get that you never bothered getting?
No, I actually did this earlier. But so anyway, this is for you because I'm not going to see as much of you anymore. And
Oh.
I know I didn't bring my card for you for Christmas, but if you
Is
just,
it a mobile that only phones you?
but if you
What
just,
am I getting? You're not going to get me all emotional now, right? I better put the camera on me to see what it is. Oh. Is the t-shirt to be kept?
no,
Is that the fancy wrapper? This is my
I'm
fucking...
taking the t-shirt back.
This is my Christmas fucking wrapper. Fucking ski monkey right enough. You know, I used an old newspaper.
That's
Mind
just-
you, you would have had to have fucking bought that.
Sustainable. That you don't get much more sustainable than that.
Oh, it's a cracking photo. It's even got the wee fucking, what do you call it?
Sign that.
Hang on, I know you've signed it. There's your t-shirt back. Let me show everybody what you've done. Because I'll not reach her there with them. That's pretty cool, I like it.
Look at you. You don't need to pretend you like it.
I feel like it's a laugh. I hope. How's that look? Look, on his fucking leg.
What's on my leg?
A dolphin or something.
Oh, my shamu.
Your shamu. So, where
That's
did
what-
this picture come about? That's pretty cool.
Well-
actually. That'll sit up there on my wee desk. Me and Claire at one side of the laptop, and you and fucking your fucking shamu at the other fucking side.
So let's see it.
It's pretty cool, that. Not even give me the t-shirts. No, I like a t-shirt, you know.
So this, I don't know where the camera's at, but
Yeah, that one beside
is my next story.
you. Oh,
That's a photo of me on a subway, train, whatever.
a signed
in
photo
Madrid.
of you.
A signed photo. Signed it. You never
Yeah.
know. You never know.
Uh-huh.
And that's anyway. Photo of me in Madrid, subway, whatever. Got somebody to take it. Don't know why, but
Yeah.
so a couple of weeks ago, need to work
Yeah.
out how I'm going to tell this story. But
Aye,
a couple of
go
weeks
for
ago, I was invited to a dinner party,
it. Right.
and so I went to the
Uh-huh.
dinner party. One of those was like, oh, okay.
Right.
Went to the dinner party,
Aye.
and you know what? Everybody I met was lovely. I didn't know anyone there. I know
Right.
one person and had met another four,
Right.
but didn't
okay.
know properly anyone,
Right.
minus the one person who invited me. So anyway, go to the dinner party. The dinner party was lovely, and they were all really nice people. That's not the story. The story is when I went to bed. I stayed there that night, so
Right.
I had gone to bed and lying in bed, and I kept feeling something like under the back of my head, and I was like, what the fuck. I never, it's not my house.
Oh, aye.
So, but eventually I had to go to the toilet, and I got up, and then as I got up, as a guy does, takes his phone to the toilet.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll grab my phone, and so I've leaned under, grab from under somebody else's pillow
Right.
a frame, and I'm looking at it like for the back. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, she has loads of these, all over her wall, and then I'm like, oh, that's weird. One of her frames has managed to fall and get under my pillow and slide up, and that's what I seen.
What, you?
Me. A framed photo of me under this lassie's pillow.
Oh.
Not signed right enough.
That would have been fucking strange.
Yeah, that would
How out my tits was it that?
So that's a two-pipette night.
Gandalf, you'll get that one.
Here's the Gandalf. So that's what I see, and I'm like, to her, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And she was like, I don't know what the fuck that is. What the fuck is that? And I was like, don't fucking play dumb with me. I was like, that's a fucking that's a framed photo of me. And she was like, yeah, I know. What the fuck's it doing under my pillow? And I'm like, yeah, stop stealing my questions from me. I was like, what is it doing under your pillow? Good. So we have this mad back and forth. And then eventually I was like, look, more importantly, I need to get to the toilet because I'm
bursting for a shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna shit. And I'm like, I need right. Look, it's fine. I went to the toilet and I'm like kind of sweating because of the nerves, not the shit. And I'm like, so I'm like panicking, messaging a few of my pals, like, I've just found a fucking photo. What do I do? Oh, messages are coming in, taxi. Taxi. And I'm like, nah. Anyway, so I go out and she's like that. She's like, I swear I didn't do that. I've never seen that before. And I was like, look, it's actually all right. I just want to know like why it's there, and then we can maybe like we'll maybe go for there. And then she was like, no, I don't know. Like, I don't. Anyway, so she's like, it must have been one of my friends. And then later, her flatmates came through, knocked the door, and it had been them. They had done it.
The family had done it.
No, the flatmates. Sorry, the flatmates.
Oh, right, okay.
Had apparently it's a TikTok trend. I'm not on TikTok. So they had. They had gone to the effort.
They're outside the door TikToking. He's gone off his fucking heat. Quick, he's coming out.
They'd just seen it on TikTok. They didn't make it a TikTok.
Right.
But so they'd done it and snuck in while the dinner party was going on and put it under the pillow.
Took a photo, printed it.
Well, this is the thing.
Fucked it in a frame and stuck it under the pillow. That's fucking brilliant.
Really funny to be fair, because like I'm like I quite like.
Wonder what she was thinking.
Yeah.
She must have been like, oh no, I'm going to look like a fucking stalker.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it the gear you had on that night as well? The photo? It would be, wouldn't it?
No. That photo, that's the photo that was in it.
Oh, that photo.
It's that is it. I just took all I did to that was take it out and sign it for a laugh. Yeah.
So this is the actual fucking TikTok.
This is the frame. Straight from under the pillow.
That was good of them. It's a nice frame, eh?
Yeah. But yeah. So that was a good segue into another story, I thought.
Oh, that was brilliant. I love it.
I don't know as well like why I took it for her house. Like that's what somebody asked in my work. I told that story to people in my work, and they were like, "So why? How have you got it now?" And I was like, "I didn't get it. Was they fucking leaving it there?
Was they leaving it?"
But yeah.
How did they get that though?
Well, so that is the point. Is they said to me, because obviously after I've spoke to them and I'm laughing now because I'm funny, and I'm like, I should really update my Facebook privacy settings.
Right, so that's on Facebook. They just
Facebook privacy settings have since been updated. So
right, okay.
So my whole Facebook was open to the world. I didn't know that. So anyway, there you go.
Right.
But yeah, so that and then immediately, like I took that into work and I had it and I just put it on my desk. Actually, I had it on my desk because I'd told the story and then gone back to what I was doing and just put the picture down, and this woman, her name's Jane, brilliant, but she just came down and she's like, that's fucking sad, that.
She's like, what the fuck's he got a picture of yourself?
She's like you've got to bring a photo of you're selling and put it on your desk.
Oh, you fucker.
I was like, no, I never fucking. Then I had to tell the whole story again, and then.
But that's brilliant, even from her perspective. How much this kid love himself? I got a photo of yourself. What's that?
Just that's fucking sad.
I can imagine, because people would like that. Eh? People are definitely like, oh, you're a.
Have you seen the Ricky Gervais thing on Netflix?
Oh God! Well,
Afterlife.
I didn't really do telly much, but yes, Afterlife I had actually seen. bits of when it first came out.
Yeah, right, okay.
I'd seen bits of it, but not at all. So
anyway, the point. Anyway, nothing to do with anything.
I'd
Really, it's
seen
just there's a lassie in it who has a snow globe, and she ends up putting a picture. It doesn't matter.
Aye. Yeah, I think the one I seen was he was in an alleyway and two guys were trying to rob him. He was like, "Go on then, go stab me. I'll fucking do it then."
Yeah, do it. He's like, "I actually want to die."
I'm not giving you any more money. Fuck off.
Yeah, that's a really sad program, but really good.
Good but sad. Yeah,
good but sad. A bit sad.
I often wondered if the old woman that he sat speaking to on the bench was actually there. Do you know that? I often wondered if she was actually there, or that was part of the program, was him talking to her as like him trying to clear his mind.
Oh, right. I never even considered that. Yeah, never even considered it.
I know she was there visually for us to watch.
But maybe
whether
it was a part of his grief.
A part of his grieving process was, you know, having somebody there just mentoring him through, or helping him deal with the grief that he was offloading at this chair or that fucking bench, whatever.
Yeah. Who knows?
Be interesting to find out.
Bye. Yeah, it's good.
What now? That's fucking hard to carry on after that. Fuck's sake.
I could go all night, to be fair.
No, fucking no.
Got another couple of cans here.
That was brilliant. I will keep that. I take it I am to keep it.
Yeah.
Seeing as it was wrapped in a t-shirt that you're not letting me keep.
Aye.
It'll be up there beside my computer.
Yep.
And I'll remember it.
That's good. Signed and all.
The boy, what you got a photo of your son? Signed photo of your son? Is he famous? Watch podcast.
How many times?
How many times?
How many minutes?
We are 1 hour 11 minutes.
1 hour 11.
Yes.
Well, unless you want to hear me tell more and more stories all night, then we can wrap it up.
I don't know, man. It's usually about an hour in. You get to a point like we've just got to where there's a high, and you drop off of that, and it's difficult to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know, and that happens a lot in podcasts around about an hour,
right?
Where there's just this natural high, and then it just
right,
and then the bottom falls out, and then you get to this where you're like, how long's that now? And
so probably makes sense.
Does like it's like, well, I'm all right. I can keep going. I'm fine.
Yeah.
But it's like, where do you go for that? You know, that bit of hilarity is kind of like the ending of something.
Yeah,
it is kind of. I don't know what you want to do.
No, I'm happy.
Is there anything else you want to talk about before we go?
Nah, not particularly. No, I'm good.
Fuck it, I'll hit the button then. James.
Been a pleasure.
It has. Thank you, son.
Not a problem.
This is my son, by the way. And I appreciate you doing this with me because it was good. Right. It's been a giggle, actually. It's kind of been like a wee memory lane fucking thing as well.
Definitely. A wee 2024 recap with the old man.
Yes, 2024. A fucking life recap there. There's quite a few bits. James, well, you will get what everybody else gets. It's on your camera there. A parting comment of your own making, wisdom or whatever you want to say.
Oh, if I'd known that was coming, then I would have...
You're lucky I didn't hit you with the how deep will you go fucking cards.
Yeah, maybe it would have been a good idea.
I should have.
I'm too young to be wise, so I didn't have anything wise to say.
That's a fucking good answer. I'm going to fucking end on adios, amigos, and we'll see who's fucking next. But thank you very much for your watching. If you were watching, it was an absolute pleasure to sit and spend an hour with my son. And for me, there's one that I did with my mother. I would do a podcast with my whole fucking family, right? Because, and this is the reason I would do that, if anyone's watching up to this point, is because when he's got kids and he says, your granddad this, your granddad that, your granddad this, there might be something to show him. There might be something to say, well, this is your fucking granddad. Because I might be dead and buried by the time he has fucking kids. Well, I'll not be buried, I'll be burnt. But this is why I'll do it. And it's like the one with my mum, so that at some point my mum's going to leave this fucking jolly earth of ours. But in years to come, maybe 10 years from now, I will be like, I mind my granny. And I can say, well, there she's there. You know, so that's why I do this. Part of why I would do it with the whole family. Now I'm fucking waffling on. Anyway, adios amigos. Let's get the fuck out of here. Thanks, James.
That's all right.